So after last chapter with the defeat of Mr. Murakami, the gym teacher, and his headless dribblers, we are finally able to move on to one of the biggest fights that I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for, which is Okarun and Kintaka versus the Jet Booster Cur and Heisei. With Kokiyukishiro's awakening last chapter, we're releasing the giant swarm of bugs that was able to literally transport Mr. Murakami from his luxury apartment to the gym and have him rightfully sent to the pig pen. Our next big fight is going to focus primarily on, it seems, Kintaka's experience and the different creative ways that he's able to use the nanocell technology that Ludris gave to him, on top of the fact that Okarun, despite having no real powers and abilities himself, is still the main target of the Jet Booster Cur and Heisei. So for one, Count Saint Germain has to now be the person that is sending all of these people after these abilities. There is no argument, no kind of debate that can be said as such where Mr. Sanjome and Count Saint Germain are, different people interworking and there's different personalities, or the blackmailer is some hidden mystery villain we don't know yet. Now we know for sure the person that gave the Jet Booster Cur this new suit specifically to target Takakura is Count Saint Germain. What's mostly interesting is the fact that, as far as we know, Okarun doesn't have any abilities right now. Even Count Saint Germain, when in his Mr. Sanjome personality, confirmed this much. He tried to make Okarun yield and steal Turbo Granny, or whatever powers that Okarun held at the time, and he was so shocked that Turbo Granny wasn't there, he actually gave up on the mission. So my question is, what makes Okarun so interesting to Count Saint Germain, even with his yokai powers missing? And I think that might be something that either comes out in this fight, or we get more information on later. I thought something interesting about all of this power giving and power stealing was that you aren't just immediately made a master of the power that you are given. Because it's very clear that Heisei, the school bully that's after Okarun, is not at all anywhere close to the same mastery level that Okarun might have had over Turbo Granny. He even admits that transforming is very exhausting and it's putting a lot of strain on his feet and legs, which, I mean, if you've seen the amount of bulk that his legs get from the one panel of him transforming, I wouldn't be surprised. My legs would probably strain too if I was gaining 10 times muscle mass every time I transformed. The problem is when you put someone like Heisei, a school bully who is really only in this for self-interested reasons, he even admits that he doesn't want to steal Okarun's powers, he just wants to beat the shit out of Okarun because for some reason he thinks that that's going to return his social status. I'm not really sure what this guy's plan is. Very low IQ in my honest opinion, very school bully coded, to the point that Heisei isn't even able to work cooperatively with the Jet Booster Cur. Not that the Jet Booster Cur really wants to work cooperatively or anything. Heisei is literally berating the Jet Booster Cur, saying that, hey, just let me beat him up, stay out of my way, and you can have the powers afterwards. And this Jet Booster Cur doesn't even listen to him. She's too busy focusing on her little keypad on her new exosuit that Count Saint Germain gave her that apparently is a lot more complicated than the last one, which makes me wonder, where did Count Saint Germain acquire this exosuit from? Did he use nanomachines like Ludris did to make this exosuit? That would be a very interesting parallel from Kintaka, who is really coming out of his element here and showing how much effort he's put into growing alongside of his protagonist team. Because obviously, we knew that Kintaka was able to create this giant, massive kaiju robot last time in the Space Globalist arc when facing up against the big giant kaiju. But we did not know that Kintaka was steadily increasing his level and steadily increasing his ability to use these nanomachines in better combat situations. Which the best example is Kintaka actually improving the level of defense and durability of his nanomachines just by keeping a paperweight in his pocket and getting his brain and mind to better understand and associate the feeling of steel and how metaphysically and physically all of these scientific properties work to actually better craft a more durable steel-like resource when you are building with the nanomachines. It makes a lot of sense, and you gotta give my man props. I know everyone clowns on my boy Kintaka, but when he steps in, he honestly always comes in clutch. Because to be honest, it really doesn't seem like Okarun really would have been able to participate in this fight. At least, we don't know what his abilities are. In the beginning of the fight, he's just using lifeboats and airbags to kind of reduce the amount of danger and harm that he's taking from not just Heisei's giant fucking double kicks, but the Jet Booster Kerr, who is using alien technology. I have to imagine without the lifeboat or without the airbags, Okarun would probably get split in two by the level of power that the Jet Booster Kerr is bringing to the fight. And after running around for a decent amount of time, it's revealed that Kintaka was actually able to build this armor for Okarun and himself. Okarun's got like this prototype Iron Man fucking terrible exposed armor that at least does tank the power of the Jet Booster Kerr, which it's weird to me that the alien technology wouldn't have found a way to surpass steel of all things, but I'm not gonna think that far into it. I'm just happy that Okarun isn't getting split in half by these giant kicks that everyone's throwing around. The only downside is something that Kintaka did not bring into the equation is speed. Because he has always used the Great Kinta, the great giant mech, in this colossal form, he never realized that in human size, it's actually pretty slow, which is a very bad thing to be when you're going up against two characters who primarily rely on speed. Even though Jumping Crone Heisei is letting the Jet Booster Kerr get his comeuppance right now, once he starts popping in, they are going to be completely overwhelmed if they are just too slow to react. Thankfully though, even though the mech armor isn't enough for Kinta to be relevant in the fight, as he's just getting bodied by every single person that comes his way, Heisei's pushing him over, he's trying to throw punches at the Jet Booster Kerr, and that is just not even hitting. But the main point of this chapter seems to be that the Jet Booster Kerr is looking to take revenge on Okarun. Not because he destroyed the Kerr or took down the space globalist squad that came to conquer Earth, but because it's revealed that this Jet Booster Kerr was actually a double agent the entire time. The Jet Booster Kerr is a member of a planet that the Kerr absolutely obliterated, and she was able to survive, sneak into the space globalist army, and slowly rise the ranks until she was Hoster, the lead Kerr. She was his right-hand man. And it makes sense that she spent most of her life for avenging her planet, her family, whatever situation she had. It seems in the short little flashback panel that we get as we might go into the full backstory of the Jet Booster Kerr next chapter, it seems like she had love. She did have reasons to enjoy being on the planet. So sure, the space globalists are all dead. Okarun and everybody killed all of them. They're all destroyed. So the Jet Booster Kerr realistically should be happy. But the problem is, Okarun stole all those decades, all those years, however long it took for her to get to that point. Okarun stole that joy from her. Okarun stole that justice from her. By killing Hoster and taking out the space globalist arc before she could, she essentially spent who knows how long of her life being a member of the space globalist and taking down other planets all in the name of revenge for nothing. Which, frankly, you could see either way of, she should be happy that the space globalists have been destroyed. Okarun even mentions, I am not your enemy, we're not your enemy. So it's possible that she may actually join our side, because not for nothing, she does not seem very happy to be working with Count Saint Germain. Whereas everyone else is just an ignorant human that is doing things out of self-interest, selfishness, especially Heisei doing it for social reputation. The Jet Booster Kerr is one of the only people that seems to have ulterior motives, that seems to have their own level of understanding of the situation that's going on. Like, yeah, sure, a bunch of these humans have never met with Count Saint Germain before, but not only does the Jet Booster Kerr have knowledge of who he really is, she was also someone that was willing to be a double agent under the space globalists for years. So it makes sense that she would reluctantly work for Count Saint Germain, but also keep her own interest at heart, which means she may possibly become an ally or a friend. We know how DanDaDan works. It wouldn't be a surprise if that was to happen. But listen, all I'm hoping to get out of this chapter is Okarun's hidden abilities finally revealed, because the very fact that Count Saint Germain is still sending people after Okarun proves that there is something to be taken. Whatever the situation is, that's what I'm most interested in, because to be honest with you, I love Kintaka as much as the next guy, but that whole paperweight thing, learning to see how Kintaka has improved his level of creation with the nanomachines, that was enough for me. I'm happy with that level of character development. Right now, I need to not only see this Jet Booster Kerr's backstory and why they were willing to not only give up 100 years of their life to be a double agent, but get so mad when ultimately at the end of the day, the Space Globalist arc, was taken care of. They're all gone. So she should be happy. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know if you think that there's still a chance Count Saint Germain could have his name cleared and not be the bad guy. But at this point, I think every chapter that we get in this saga continues to prove more and more that the theories that Count Saint Germain is just some misunderstood good guy just is not the case. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hit that like button if you have not already. I genuinely really do appreciate you guys watching to the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, 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 peace.